Johnny, you've done quite a lot of music. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the Maker Band?
Okay, yeah, the Maker Band is a new creation of what I call portable rock and roll, which is basically a new genre that I'm trying to bring into modern music. If you kind of think back to modern music, has been going for like what 60 years, and it's my belief that what I'm doing with the Maker Band has never been done before. So I'm going to try something completely new. In essence, that's what it is. And the reason for doing it is there's a lot of people out there that wish to form bands and can't always get the right people in their band. Commitment issues and what have you. The idea of the Maker Band is that you actually make a band through live looping as opposed to actually forming one. So you don't actually need a band playing with you because you're controlling it with your feet and your own hands.
So you make your own band,
yeah,
in essence.
Yeah, hence the name.
How do you record? Tell me a little bit about your recordings. How does that work?
Yeah, I use. There is people out there at the minute who are doing live loop sampling, but not in the way that I'm doing it. I use 3 stereo phase looping through this machine here. This is the Roland Boss RC50, where you can sample 3 separate phrases from songs. So you can either go verse, chorus, middle 8 or whatever, or you can just build and build and build and layer up phrases and phrases of guitars, beatboxing, bass playing, harmonica playing, vocals, anything you like. So live, that's kind of how it works.
That's quite small and portable, isn't it? It looks like you've got your entire band in a little suitcase.
Yeah, that's the idea, yeah.
That's amazing. What are your influences? What are the influences in the Maker Band?
I mean, when I picked up a guitar in the 1990s, when I was first kind of getting into music, I suppose Oasis were like my Beatles in a sense. But like my main people that I listen to really are kind of Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, Bob Dylan.
Springsteen.
Hey!
The boss.
The boss. You got it. But it's the thing about very often when in the past when I've been doing other projects and I'll kind of put on a Bruce Springsteen record or a Green Day record or whatever and listen and think right, how did they get from chorus 1 to verse 2 and how did they put this together and how did they link things? Whereas if for what I'm doing with the Maker Band, there is no yardstick for it because it hasn't ever been done. So that's why it's a completely new process. I can't compare it to anything. I know that's like an obvious thing to say, but there really isn't anything that I can use. The influence for this has kind of come from just from a mad idea that I've had in the back of my head for years, as opposed to something I've heard and gone, wow, let's do that.
So you've got the Maker Band together, everything in the suitcase. Tell me about your album.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah. The album, I've written a concept album called Based on True Stories, and it's 10 songs, and they're all based on true stories. Through either, they're either autobiographical or they're written about somebody that I know or somebody that I'm looking through a third eye situation. For example, Is This All There Is, which is one of the songs off the album. It was written about a magazine article in the Sunday Times magazine from a few months ago, and it was written about a British soldier who spent like a year in Iraq and against his will and didn't truly believe he should have been there, and kind of came back and empty parades and there was no one there, and that's kind of, so that was a true story, but existed. It took place with somebody that I'd never even met, but it's something that I picked up on. So every song that's on that album is a true story in one way or another. But in terms of the concept of the album as well is not just about the true stories and stuff. It's also I record completely portably. I use this contraption here, which it's called a Zoom H4 handy recorder. Now, it seems
very portable.
It is very portable. It seems quite incredible to comprehend something that size. But I've recorded a whole album on that, and I've been lucky enough to work with some top producers and stuff over the years. We're doing different things that I've done, and I'm not saying a bad word about any of them because they're fantastic. But I think I've got better results with this than I ever have in some top studios. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
You can do multi-tracking. You can literally do a whole recording in one evening and just burn to a CD off there. It's
burn a
absolutely.
CD off of there.
Yeah, just kind of by linking it by USB. So everything is recorded portably. For example, there's one song which I'm recording next week, which is like an extra sort of bonus track, which I'll go and record in I'm going to record in the church. And use a church organ and to kind of mic everything up. This has got 2 stereo condenser microphones which work from all angles and can pick anything up better than any mics I've ever worked with, which is unbelievable. So yeah, basically the concept as well as based on true stories is literally I record each song in a different room. I'm not restricted by anything. Everything's battery operated. I can record
and as you say, everything's portable.
Yeah, exactly. And I no longer have the need or the desire for a recording studio as such.
So, if you and all that kit are the Maker Band, can you show me how it works?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. What I'll do, I'll show you an example of a song which I've recently recorded called "Kicking Me Down," and I'll show you the intro of how that is pieced together based on live looping. Right. Okay, so this is a song called "Kicking Me Down." What I'm going to do is demonstrate the intro of the song, how the loops are built together in terms of being able to project this sound through doing simple things and making it sound like a band.
Right.
So I'm going to start off with the guitar, and then I'm going to put down a bit of beatboxing, backing vocals, a harmonica, a bit of bass through playing the guitar. So here we go. Basics of live 3-phase looping within the Maker Band. There's a whole lot more to it than that, but that's the basic idea of how it works conceptually.
So you put all your fellow band members out of work because you do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny, you're heading to LA later this year. Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm going to spend a couple of months in Los Angeles. I believe that the market for what I'm doing with the Maker Band exists there. You know, I'm going to, 10 years from now, I'm not going to be able to do it, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try and see what I can do out there.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I wish you the best of luck
Thank you
with it
very
because it
much.
sounds fantastic.
Thank you very much. Good